Hello everyone, my name is Ryson and welcome back to RysFix. And in my last video, I had shown you guys how to replace the front disc brake fluid. And in this video, I will show you how to replace the rear disc brake fluid. Now this brake is totally jammed guys. Why it is jammed, that we will see further in this video. And it is going to be a very interesting video guys. So see that you like the video now only. And if you are coming on this channel for the first time, see that you subscribe and press that bell icon so that you will not miss any of my future videos. So come on, let's start the video. Now to do the brake maintenance of both these brakes, I had bought 2 bottles of brake fluid, as you guys can see. I just want to tell you guys that you don't need 2 bottles, only 1 bottle is enough. So when you go to buy your brake fluid, see that you buy only 1 bottle like this. You can replace the entire fluid from your front brake and from your rear brake as well. And still there will be some fluid left. So guys, come on, now let's see what has happened to this rear brake. So the first thing that I will do is I will empty the entire fluid from the lines. So we'll start with opening the cap of the bleeder screw. Once you open that, if you guys remember in my last video, we had used a 8 number spanner to loosen the bleeder screw for our front brake. But here it is a different story guys. Here you will need a 11 number spanner. But what happened here is this bleeder screw was very tight and it was not loosening, so I had to make use of a socket like this. Just loosen it with the socket set and immediately tighten it back. But don't tighten it too much. Once you do that, just connect your pipe to the bleeder screw. Now once you connect the pipe, now you can loosen your bleeder screw with 11 number spanner. So here I have taken 11 number spanner and I will loosen the bleeder screw. So here I was done loosening the bleeder screw. But when I pressed the brake guys, only a little bit of fluid came out. And it kind of stopped there, and I didn't see much movement of the fluid as well when I was pressing the brake. As you guys can see how many times I am pressing the brake and the fluid is not flowing out from the pipe. So I will loosen the bleeder screw a little bit more and check if more fluid is coming out. And as you guys can see, even now the fluid is not coming out the way it should come out. So I will loosen it more and check again. And again it is the same story guys. So this is happening because of what problem that we will see in this video now. So here I will go slightly closer. Now as you guys can see, when I'm pressing the brake, there is only a slight amount of movement in the brake fluid. This is a very less movement guys. When I press the brake fluid should flow out from the pipe. Now I'm pressing the brake so hard and fast and still I can see only this much of movement. So on that I figured out that there is a problem. So I will tighten the bleeder screw back and I will go near my fluid reservoir. And when I opened the fluid reservoir, I saw inside that there was a very dirty fluid inside. It had become totally brown. Now when you are doing your brake maintenance, if you see that your brake fluid also has become so brown like this, then what you should be doing, that I will show you further in this video. But for the last time I will loosen the bleeder screw once again, and this time I will loosen it more. And after loosening it, I will keep the fluid reservoir open and I will start to press the brake. And even after pressing the brake so hard, I didn't see much activity inside of the fluid reservoir. What I mean is the fluid was not going down only, or not even air bubbles were coming out. So on that I found out that there is some problem with the reservoir. So if this happens with you guys, then the next thing that you should do is, on this reservoir there will be a 10 mm bolt. So take a 10 mm socket and take this bolt out completely. Now when you are taking out this bolt, see that you make sure that you put the reservoir cap back. It should be nice and snug. Otherwise there are chances that your fluid may spill out. Once you take out this bolt, you will notice that there is a fluid line connected to this reservoir. Now this pipeline you will have to disconnect from the reservoir. But before you do that, just open your reservoir like this, and all the fluid which is there inside of the reservoir, just empty it into a container like this. Otherwise when you disconnect the pipe, there are chances that all this fluid will fall on your bike and on your paint. So to avoid that, empty your reservoir like this. So here I have emptied my reservoir and you guys can see how dirty this fluid is. And if you go and see inside of the reservoir, then you will notice that there is like mud inside, and the hole through which the fluid goes, that also is kind of blocked. So I will have to clean this reservoir now. So put back the cap and now you will have to disconnect the pipe. Now on this pipe there will be a clip lock like this. So make use of a plier and press and slide this ring down. Then rotate your reservoir nicely and slowly and pull it out. So here my reservoir is now disconnected from the pipe. So now I will wash this reservoir with water. So let's go near our hose pipe and let's open the reservoir. And as you guys can see how dirty it is from inside. So use pressured water and clean the hole inside of the reservoir through which the fluid goes down. Spray pressured water inside of this hole and see if it is coming out on the other side. Then use a dishwash soap and a Scotch-Brite and clean this reservoir thoroughly. So I have made use of a Scotch-Brite with sponge and a dishwash soap to clean this reservoir. Then rinse it well. The main thing is this hole, guys. Once you spray water inside of this hole, it should come out from the other side. So my water is coming out from the other side, as you guys can see. So like this, you will have to clean this hole thoroughly. So here I am done cleaning my reservoir, and once you are done cleaning, your reservoir should look something like this. And you guys can see how clean it is looking now. If I put water inside of this reservoir, you guys can see how nicely the water is flowing out now. Now through this hole, my fluid will pass. So here I'm done washing. So let's go back to the bike. Now before I put it back, I will wipe this reservoir with clean cloth first. Once I'm done wiping, I will connect the pipe which I had disconnected from this reservoir. Once I connect the pipe, the next thing that I will do is I will slide the ring lock in position. Once I put back this ring lock in position, now I will put back the bolt which I had taken out from this reservoir. Once I put this back, the bleeder screw which I had loosened, I will now tighten it fully and I will connect the pipe to it, because now I am going to put fresh fluid inside of my reservoir. So now it's time you should be putting fresh fluid inside of your reservoir. But see that you don't overfill it, because it can overflow. So here I have topped up my fluid reservoir with fluid. Now as you guys can see the color of the fluid, how clean it is looking now, how it was looking before and how it is looking now. You guys have seen that. Now I will loosen the bleeder screw again, and I will only loosen it a little bit, guys. And then I will start to press the brake. The moment I press the brake, my fluid will start to flow down from the reservoir. Now in the first, I am pressing the brake very slowly. So 2-3 times, see that you press the brake slowly, then you can increase the speed. Now the brake fluid will not flow out first only, but once you keep on pressing the brake, after a while the fluid will start to flow out. Now as you guys can see, my fluid has started to flow out now, and how nicely it is coming out. You guys can see that already. Before it was not coming out till here. Now this is overflowing and it is going inside of my container. So keep pressing and take out all the air bubbles which are there inside of the cylinder system. Loosen the bleeder screw more if you want more fluid to come out, and let the fluid flow out nicely. Now as you guys can see, inside of my reservoir, the fluid level has dropped. Now as you are pressing the brake, by keeping the brake pressed, tighten this bleeder screw now. Once you tighten it, now you will have to release the brake, loosen the bleeder screw again, then again press the brake, and by keeping the brake pressed, tighten the bleeder screw again. This you will have to do till you get a good response on your brake. At first your brake will press fully, but the moment all the air bubbles come out from the lines, your brake will not press that much, because there are no more air bubbles inside of the lines. Once you are done doing the entire process, fluid level will drop inside of your fluid reservoir. See that you top it up again, and if you are not getting proper brake response, then repeat the process. Loosen the bleeder screw, keep pressing the brake, let the air bubbles come out, and when you feel that no more air bubbles are coming out, then keep the brake pressed and tighten the bleeder screw. And the moment you start to get the brake response, you are done replacing the brake fluid. The next thing that you should be doing is put your diaphragm back and put back the fluid reservoir cap. Now when I was putting back this fluid reservoir cap, I noticed that this cap is not going inside. This happened because I had put the reservoir in slightly tilted position. So what I had to do is I had to loosen the bolt again, and then I had to get it down on this side, and then again I had to tighten the bolt. Now when I went to put the cap back, it went inside easily. So once the cap goes inside easily, see that you keep the reservoir in the same position and tighten the bolt. See that you don't over tighten it and break the plastic on the reservoir, guys. So see that you tighten it till you get a nice snug. Then release your pipe and empty all the fluid which is there inside of the pipe inside of your container. And then later on you can dispose this fluid nicely. And as you guys can see, this is the fluid. This I have taken out from my rear brake line. How dirty it was, and if it was so dirty, then what response you will get, you guys know that already. And the last thing that you should be doing is take a dishwash soap and a Scotch-Brite with sponge. Wherever you feel that your fluid has dropped, see that you clean all those spots thoroughly, and then rinse it with fresh water. And with this you are done replacing your rear disc brake fluid, and that too with fresh fluid. So guys, you are not liking the video. If you found this video useful, then see that you like and share with your friends and family. And if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, then see that you subscribe to my channel and press that bell icon so that you will not miss any of my future videos. Till then, I will see you guys with another informative video on this same channel. So keep watching the videos. Bye and take care.